Welcome, welcome back to Brown Recluse. Yours truly, the one and only Jimi Priceless. You already know what time it is. Back with another episode 15 of the premier one-man podcast show. So let's get into it. So speaking of, being the premier one-man podcast, I'm glad to announce that the podcast has expanded. For those that don't know, last week Friday, the first episode of the Brown Recluse Deluxe Edition with co-host Lou Mavy and Pixie 420 dropped. So if you haven't, check that shit out. Because they'll be more on the way. You know what I'm saying? So the Brown Recluse is now not only the one-man premium podcast, it's also the premier three-person podcast. So yeah, shout out to Lou Mavy and Pixie 420. You know what I'm saying? Go follow them on the socials and shit. So yeah, the podcast is expanded. The first episode was at 1 hour 40 minutes, so more content to consume, more content to enjoy. So yeah, basically you're gonna get Jimmy every week because I'll be alternating between this version that you're watching now, just me, and then the deluxe version, with my hosts. So today you'll have me, and next week you'll have the deluxe edition. So far the feedback has been great, as expected. But there has been, requests for video. So I was like, I might, put up some clips. I don't know if I'll do video of the whole thing like this. But for now, it's just gonna be guaranteed audio and video. They might or they might not be. But yeah, the first episode dropped via the Spectators Corner YouTube channel. So you can subscribe to their channel because future episodes might drop there or SoundCloud. So, just to be safe, just to make sure you don't miss out, go subscribe to Spectators Corner YouTube channel. And also follow, on IG and SoundCloud and all of that shit. And if you need the links, just ask me for it. But other than that, I've still been working on new music. So let me start with the first body of work I'm working on, which is the pre-album project. Since it's dropping first, before the album. So I finished the beats as far as I can. I finished writing and recording, my parts, and then I send the beats to whoever I needed to send to. So now I'm just waiting to get back what I need to get back from who I needed to get back from. So, once I get that, I can finish arranging the tracks. And then once I actually have everything I need, I will, give you guys more info. I have a rough title, not a rough title, but I have a concept, but it's not finalized yet. So yeah, for now, it'll just be known as pre-album project. But it is kind of more of a compilation than like an album that follows like a set order, because I just laid it out in order from like oldest to newest, like song ideas. So but it'll be dope though. So check it out when it drops. Do I want to say how many tracks is on it? Nah, I'll hold on to that. In fact, I'm gonna let you guys guess. Guess in the comments below how many tracks you think will be on it, and then I'll let you know how close you are. Then besides that, of course, it's the album, which I can't confirm will have 10 tracks because it's the Jimi Priceless signature. But I've been contemplating doing more tracks and even switching up the whole release kind of method, but I'll cross that bridge when I get there. But the new album title is decided on, album artwork's done, track sequencing is finalized, the beats are done. So it'll actually be kind of back to another short album, just shy of half an hour, about like 29 minutes or so, which I was feeling weird about at first because it's like so quick. But I mean, you're getting that pre-album project as well, so yeah, there'll be enough new Jimmy out there. So I still got to do songwriting. I'm in the process. I actually forgot that I was in the songwriting process because days went by and I just didn't write shit. So yeah, I'm still trying to just get that shit kind of back on track so I can start recording. But yeah, I'm still kind of on schedule. But yeah, shouldn't be any delays. I should drop when I intend to drop it. Yeah. And then also, I just wanted to touch on a different album, which is my current album, Return of the Thunderous Lover, that fire pop album. So actually, I ran it with the poll to like decide what was like the fan favorite. So and going into the poll, the two favorites like so far were like Glitter and My Line. And in the end, Glitter won with 56% of the votes, so it was super close. Not gonna lie, I was rooting for My Line because that was my favorite song, you know. But as long as the Jimi Priceless song wins, I have no complaints. Then other than that, I've just been out here, you know, on getting some light work done on my ear, you know. Because what happened was, like I felt there was this thing growing there that wasn't supposed to be there. And it wasn't like big or it wasn't even paining, but just the fact that I knew there's some shit there that shouldn't be there or that wasn't there before was like throwing off my whole game. So like maybe for only the second or third time in my whole entire life, I decided out of my own volition to go see a doctor. So yeah, so I went, and then kind of like the doctors whose practice it was like wasn't there, man. So they had like other doctors, so they were like, yo, I don't know what the fuck that is, but I'm gonna take a picture, send it to the other doctor. And so then this gave like ointment and like some antibiotic, and then you know they like called me again. So then obviously it didn't work because it wasn't like an infection or anything. So then I went back, and then like the actual like doctor whose practice at ease was there. She was like, yo, we're gonna try to like freeze it off, like we're gonna hit it with a liquid nitrogen, and then but because of like where it was situated, they couldn't like get to like the base of it, so actually didn't work. But yeah, it was diagnosed as, what did they call it, a granuloma, which is basically like excess tissue growth caused by some kind of trauma. So like instead of like a scab growing, like there's just tissue that grows. So yeah, so that's kind of what it was, what I was told it was. So then so then she was like, I'm gonna have to like redirect you or refer you to a ENT specialist, which stands for ear, nose, and throat. So but before that, they sent me to like a different doctor, which kind of like fucked me up, but I'll get to that later. So yeah, so boom, made the appointment. So the ENT did the shit in like 2 minutes, literally, like just like got it out and then cauterized it, and then the end. So yeah, that like for the amount of money I paid, I thought I would have get more time, but yeah, I guess he only needed like 5 minutes. So yeah, shout out to the doctors, you know what I'm saying? Dr. Gabriels, Dr. Tennyson, and of course, you know, the ENT god, Dr. Ibrahim. Also, shout out to Dr. Ibrahim for like his web game is on point, because his website's domain is like entdoctor.co.za or some shit like that. So if you Google ENT doctor, like boom, his page is gonna be popping up first. So I thought that was dope. But then for the other doctor, this motherfucker, he had me on some other shit, because according to him, they, in the end, after everything, like after like they get to like remove this granuloma thing, they might have to have my ear plugged or some shit, and I won't be able to like hear in that ear or use it for like a few days. And then obviously turned out to be wrong. And what makes it fucked up is like someone reached out for me to like be on a lineup to perform, and I was like, yo, I gotta, you know, like I explained the situation. I couldn't like guarantee because I didn't know because of this whole ear kind of thing. So then yeah, obviously I didn't make the lineup because I thought I wasn't going to be able to. But you know what I'm saying, it's always next time. Also, oh, boom, guess who went out again? Your boy, the Brown Recluse. You know, another event report. I was out at Clash MC. Me and the homie MCKD didn't drop the ball this time, actually pulled up. So shout out to the big homie. But yeah, Clash MC, they had their first blood event at Drawing Room in Observatory, or in OBS as the cool kids say. So yeah, I was like very intimate venue, like it's kind of a cafe, which I like though. Was like, for future kind of ideas that I want to pull off. But like we like drove past it twice because Google Maps was like, yo, you're at your destination while we're still like driving, coming down the bridge. So it was like, what? But yeah, we found it. So there were 4 scheduled battles to take place, but in the end, only 2 actually happened. But first, there were some like performances that were dope. Adam Frank was MC for the night, did his thing definitely. Rio was the judge for the battles, did his thing. I think he called it correctly. The first battle was Weapon X versus, not sure if it was Basic X or Base ICX. I hope I'm saying that shit right. But yeah, the battle was dope. Base ICX was decided as the winner. Close one because like each one brought a unique skill to the table though. Like Weapon X had like schemes on point, and then Base ICX he had like punchlines, and like he had that crowd interaction. Like so, yeah, it was a close one. But yeah, both rappers were dope though. Kind of actually exceeded my expectations. So I hope to see them take on like bigger challenges in the future. Then the second battle, which was the scheduled main event, was the Static Toast versus the Zenith. Both kind of like veterans in the game. Dope battle. Definitely main event worthy. In the end, Zenith was declared winner. But it was a dope battle. Like I'm looking forward to rewatching it when it drops on YouTube. So subscribe to the Clash MC channel so you can check those battles out when it drops. And then after that, there were some performances. A guy called King killed it. Like I specifically remember him. There's also like a cipher that they did. It's kind of just like freestyle kind of thing. And guess who decided to go up in freestyle? Yes, bitches, me. So like I don't freestyle, right? But like this is the second time this shit happened as a Clash MC event. Cause like I said, I don't freestyle, but then Kyle was like, yo, we're gonna have a free cipher, you can just boom spit some bars. And in that moment I just turned into Jim Carrey and Yes Man, and I'm just like, yeah, sure, okay. And then yeah, that's the second time this shit happens that way. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. And like I'm sure if you watch closely if you watch me closely on stage, you can see the exact moment that where I just go like, oh shit, what did I get myself into? But I was able to pull that rabbit out the hat, and just make words rhyme for long enough to keep the crowd engaged. So yeah, it was dope. Like it was so in the moment, like I don't even have footage of it. Like I didn't ask no one to record. So yeah, it's just if you were there, you saw it, and if not, then you missed out. But on to this week's music report, you know what I'm saying? This week we do have some releases though, more than the previous episode. So today, when you hear this, Cigarettes After Sex drops their second album called Cry, and like I'm a big fan of the old sound of the music. Their first album was definitely one of my favorite albums of that year when it dropped. So yeah, some real dark, slow indie vibes. So I'm looking forward to it. They dropped some singles, but like I said, I don't really be checking out singles if the track's gonna be on the album. And then also, Kanye has scheduled to drop his album Jesus is King. I don't know if it's like just a movie that's dropping, because I know he's doing the IMAX thing, or if it's like the actual album as well. But we'll see, because I see there's like pre-order links on his site though, like for the vinyl and CD and digital. So looks like the album will drop. But who else is dropping? Okay, on the 31st, on Halloween, Westside Gun will stick to his, tradition of dropping a Hitler with Hermes mixtape. I think this will be the 7th installment. His second release of the year after Fly God is an Awesome God, which like still had the memorable line, Fiend did the dope one time, did the Dougie. Like, that shit's hard. So yeah, he will drop another project. Hitler was MS7 or Hermes, however you pronounce that brand. Yeah. And then also on November 1st, Stally drops Reflection of Self, the hit trip. I think it's like 8 to 9 tracks. So I'm not sure if it's like built up as an album or what, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it because like he also dropped. This is also his second release of the year because he dropped the EP called Human early in the year, which I wasn't like banging that hard, but I like the vibe of this next project's first single though. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And then I was also still watching some more new series, or not new, but new to me because I never saw the shit yet. So I was watching season 1 of Sex Education, which is a British series, which is it has a similar concept to the movie Charlie Bartlett. So it's like you see, it's like the main character is the son of a sex therapist, and then along with like some other chick, and then he's kind of best buddy at school. They set up their own kind of informal like sex therapy business at their school. And then obviously like shit gets complicated because motherfuckers be catching feels and all kind of shit. So funny ass series though. So that was dope. It's like 8 episodes. I watched it over like 2 days, and then I also watched The Righteous Gemstones, which is a series about the Gemstone family, which is a family that runs a mega church basically, and then they get hit with like a scandal slash blackmail attempt, and then the season plays out that whole scenario. But this is also funny as shit though. Danny McBride stars. I think he created the series also. So also there's Adam Devine, John Goodman, and Eddie Patterson as like they're like kind of like the main characters. And then another series I started watching was David Makes Man, which is kind of like a coming of age kind of story about like this teenage kid and like the surrounding area called the Ville where he grows up, and then just his relationships with like his friends and like his mother and the whole struggle. So that was dope. And also Godfather of Harlem, which is the series of legendary gangster Bumpy Johnson who comes back from prison and then tries to settle back into that like life of running Harlem and shit. And I only saw for the first episode, but I'm definitely looking forward to the rest. So yeah, check that out if you're into that kind of shit. Then on to the sports report. So what I'm saying, rugby shit. I said I'm gonna be focusing more on it as we get to kind of the knockout stages. So that's what I'm gonna do. So we're into the semifinals, right? So tomorrow we have England versus New Zealand, and then Sunday we'll have Wales versus South Africa. So I mean, like everyone all of the teams progressed kind of as predicted, I guess. Except the Wales. Like I know Wales did a madness in their game. I'm not sure if South Africa was supposed to make it. I don't know what the expectation was, but fuck it, they did. But I haven't watched the games, but like I'm predicting South Africa New Zealand final. But don't make any bets based off this prediction, because like when I made my cricket predictions for the Cricket World Cup, the exact opposite happened. So yeah. But yeah, like I mean, hopefully the Springboks can bring it home, because we ain't shit in any other major sport. So that's the only hope of bringing like a major sports trophy to the country. So yeah, I'm a support. Also Premier League. I'm not gonna even talk about the past week, what happened. All I'm gonna say is Jurgen Klopp still no wins at Old Trafford. How you feel? But yeah, this weekend it's Premier League. There's a whole bunch of games, what I'm saying. Not that much that caught my eye really, but I think the Liverpool Spurs game would be kind of the one to watch out of the lot. And then it's WWE report. WWE will have another controversial Saudi Arabia pay-per-view going down, Crown Jewel, and that happens October 31st or like November 1st, depending on like time zones, or if you're even getting it live, I don't know. But the most newsworthy matches are Braun Strowman versus Tyson Fury, in which is most likely is Tyson Fury's wrestling debut, boxer versus wrestler, so I don't know. Then Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez, and that's for the WWE title, so that's interesting. But that's actually kind of one to watch because Cain Velasquez has done some like luchador wrestling, so we'll see like how he like plays against like someone like Brock Lesnar, because he did beat Brock by TKO when they fought in UFC. So I think that's like I'm interested in that one actually. And then after the sham of Hell in a Cell match, Seth Rollins and the Fiend Bray Wyatt will once again square off, this time in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And it has been stipulated that the match can't be stopped for any reason. So, and I'm not sure how much that means because, it's stipulated that the Hell in a Cell match can't end in disqualification. And look what happened last time. So, yeah. But the main thing, what I'm saying, the VIP spot of, shit I was checking out, has to go to the movie Joker. Like, that shit was dope. Like, easily top two Joker portrayals, if not top one. Because, like, Heath Ledger, legendary status, right? It was dope. Rest in peace to GOAT level. But like one argument I heard was that if you look at The Dark Knight, like how many minutes of The Dark Knight does the Joker actually have scenes in, man? Whereas with this Joker movie, Joaquin Phoenix, he's the movie. He's like in every scene. And like he bodied every scene. So it was like, I mean, you can decide for yourself who's the top Joker. But like the movie was like really, really fucking good. I've been considering going to watch it again actually. So if you haven't watched it, and want me to, come watch it with you and bless you with my presence, let me know. Although I don't know if it will still even be running by the time the podcast drops. But yeah, Joaquin Phoenix did his fucking thing. Also, what was weird was, like, for some reason I'm always late, like, to the movies, like, when the movie's scheduled for. So, like, I did kind of like the self-booking kind of thing. So then I wanted to sit at the back, man. But now there's like a seat booked at the back. So I was like, okay, fuck it. I'll sit like 2 or 3 rows down, like, because I want the whole row to myself. So then, like, as the movie goes on, like, as before the movie starts, it's like, there's no one in that back seat, like, that was booked. So I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, I don't know. I was just kind of weirded out because it's like, why would there just be this ghost kind of seat? But yeah, fucking dope movie. And what else have I been getting up to? Oh, so recently also did some content with homie Format. You can check out his pages if you can find it. Motherfucker be like super low key and shit. But yeah. So we just did our long sit down, cut some clips up. So starting Monday, for the next 4 Mondays, I'll probably post about this, but if you missed that post, I'm letting you know now. Yeah, for the next 4 Mondays, we'll be dropping some video clips from that sit down, just speaking about like random shit from an artist's perspective, which will eventually, like the fourth clip, the last one, will be like just a quick album snippet preview of his album called F that will drop sometime in next month. You know what I mean? And also, so check that out when it drops, because there is also a Format project exclusively produced by Jimi Priceless. So yeah, so check out the nigga Format. And also, don't ask me for beats. These beats were made a long time ago. So yeah. But like, I've been so busy like with the content shit, like I forgot to even like finish like outlining this podcast. Not gonna lie, that's why it's like this is kind of the end. But I'm gonna drag it out for the next 5 minutes just so I can make my half-hour quota. So let me just freestyle some shit, like what random shit's going down in my head. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. So if you guys had heard like the deluxe edition of the podcast, right, it's a lot more, topical, based on like current events and, social issues and shit like that. Mainly because it's easier to bounce those ideas off other people. You know what I'm saying? For example, like if I can't do a Joker segment in that episode because like what if motherfuckers don't like more DC movies or some shit like that. So that's why like if you've paid attention, this episode has been very like kind of entertainment based. So yeah, so all things that's kind of like opinion based and like topical like that, that will be on the deluxe edition of the Brown Recluse. So I know I've kept asking motherfuckers to like drop topics and give like ideas, and y'all just don't be paying attention. But like for the deluxe edition, I might have to ask again, like guys, drop topics like the deluxe edition is where like go down, you know what I mean? Like so yeah, drop topics. Don't even drop topics on the podcast episode. Drop it. Don't wait for the episode to drop a topic. Just anything that you feel you want to hear our opinions on. Drop that fucking topic whenever, however, and we'll address it on the podcast. So yeah, so make sure you subscribe to Spectate the Corner's YouTube channel and SoundCloud page and also IG because do post up like the preview clips there, so you can kind of get like some insight as to what the actual episode revolves around. So yeah, please do that. Please drop the comments and drop the topics. I mean, and fuck it, comment too. Give us your opinion on it, on what we're speaking about, and then because communication is important. And then what else did I want to say? But yeah, fuck it. That's it for this episode, I guess. This has been the Brown Recluse, the number one man podcast. And I keep saying that, right? And it's like, I might be the only one man podcast. I might be the only, and I'm not trying to gas myself up here, but I might be the only like podcast that's dropping regularly, audio and video and deluxe edition. Like, who else? Who else? Because I see motherfuckers do it every once in a while, or they did it a few months ago at start. But I mean, like, who's kept it going besides me? Like, I just want to know. I just want to know. You know what I'm saying? Give me my flowers while I'm here, motherfuckers. But yeah, the premier one-man podcast show hosted by Jimi Priceless. So yeah, next week we'll have the next episode of the deluxe edition. So yeah, drop those topics. Like you have until the rest of Friday. So you have at least 3 or 4 days to drop topics. Even if you listen to it after, then drop topics anyway. We'll just keep it for the next scheduled episode. So yeah, next week I'll be back. I'll be joined by Lou Mavi, Pixie 20. Might be another guest, might not be. Like we just doing it big on that one. So yeah, so to find out, you gotta check it out. But until then, it's your boy, Jimi Priceless, aka the Brown Recluse, aka Thunderous Lover, aka Big Daddy Sexy. You know what I'm saying? So be good, be safe, be kind. That's put extra emphasis on that. Be kind to people, you know what I'm saying? We don't need a bunch of joker motherfuckers running around here, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm out.